Morphe burgers. Hi guys, I am here today to do a really fun demo on the new Morphe Rose Gold Brush Collection. I have picked up 7 of the new brushes from the collection and I'm going to show you what they look like. I'm going to show you what I got and then I'm going to show you them in use. And I got a mixture of brushes here. I have a ton of Morphe brushes. I love them a lot. So I didn't want to get too many repeats. I kind of wanted to get some brushes that I either don't have or wanted to see the updated version of them. So I'm going to show you them up close and personal so you can see all the details and the size of them. So today, hopefully you will find out which brushes are for you, if they work well, if they're worth the hype and worth the money in the end. This lip is pretty light for me. It's real nude, and I hope you can even see my lips on camera right now, but I am not sure. The other thing I want to say before proceeding on to the demo is
10K. Oh my god.
I'm screaming on the inside. You know, I could see the number there, but I'm like, that's my channel? That's my channel. It didn't really register because I just could have never ever imagined that happening. So I'm blown away. I want to say thank you to everyone, whether you've been subscribed for one day or subscribed since day one. I appreciate you. I see you. I love your support. And I just, again, wanted to say thank you so much for everything. I have my 10,000 subscriber giveaway coming up. So I did not expect for it to happen this soon. The reason I'm mentioning it is because I will be giving away 6 of these rose gold collection brushes in the giveaway. But you're gonna have to wait to find out which ones they are until the giveaway goes live, so you might as well subscribe so that you can get the update when it does. But I think it gives you more incentive to watch this video because you're gonna see what you're gonna win if you win the 10,000 subscriber giveaway. So that's coming very soon though. Keep watching, stay tuned, it'll come. I am continuously impressed by Morphe, so I was really hoping that these lived up to the hype, and you're just gonna have to keep watching if you wanna find out. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna take you through is the brushes so that you can see them. I will show close-up shots so you can see them up close, and then we will get to using them. So the first one from the Rose Gold collection is the R4. This is an angled brush. You can use it for powder, you can use it for bronzer, you can use it for contour even, blush, you name it. This is a really nice basic angled brush. The next one is the R14, which is a rounded contour brush. It looks like it's just enough to do a really nice contour line, but it's super soft, but still fluffy enough to blend everything out. The next one is the R12. This is a fluffy fan brush. This is a pretty big fan brush, and it's pretty thick, so I think this will apply the highlight really well. The next face brush is the R36, which is a tapered highlighting brush. This basically looks like a gigantic blending brush for your face. This is going to apply the highlighter really nice and concentrated on your cheekbones, nose, wherever you want to put it. So for the eye brushes, the first one is the R11. This is a gigantic shader brush, basically. It's bigger than any shader brush I've ever seen. It basically covers your whole eye. So you can set your eye with powder or a light eyeshadow, or you can just apply a really nice wash of color. The next eye brush is the R39, which is very similar to the MAC 217. It looks a little bit thinner when you turn it on its side, but it is the same shape. This is a tapered brush, and it looks like it's going to be really great for packing on color as well as blending it out. It's the perfect shape to do that, to where it's dense enough but still fluffy enough to blend. Next up is the R37, which is also a blending brush. This is a long tapered brush, so as you can see, it goes up to a little bit of a point in the center. So if you turn it and look at it from the top, you can see that it's a circular shape, and it's filled out a little bit more than the R39. This would be a great blending brush or a great brush to apply your transition color in your crease. So the first brush I'm going to use is the R4, which is the angled brush here. I'm going to use the Rimmel Kate set that has a highlight, bronzer, and blush. I'm going to be dipping into the bronzer first. So I'm just kind of dipping it into the bronzer here. I'm just going to apply it in circular motions everywhere just to bronze me up. I'm going to use the other brush to contour. So this is applying it pretty light. I do like this brush because it's really soft and it's a nice fluffy angled brush, but I do wish it was just a little bit more fluffy. This might be a little bit too thin for me for like all over bronzer. It would probably actually be better for contour, but I want to use the other one for contour, so we're just gonna keep bronzing ourselves up here. It applied it just fine. It looks good. Sorry, you can see my crazy hair. I'm so lazy. All right, so we're gonna contour it up a little bit, and I'm gonna move on to the R14 to do that. This is a really compact but soft domed brush. So I'm gonna dip it in this Smashbox contour kit. So I'm gonna dip it into the contour shade and just pick up a little bit more of that warmer bronze shade, tap it off, and let's contour out these cheekbones. Nice and concentrated. So I'm just kind of tapping and swiping. Tapping and then swiping. Wow. Now I'm just giving it a good blend just so that we don't have like a harsh contour line. That's what I like about this brush so far, is that it's soft enough to really give a good blend, but also compact enough to give you a nice sharp contour. Oh girl. I'm gonna just take a little bit right on my jawline. Look at how red I am. Go away, double chin, be gone. Be gone from my face. All right, so I'm gonna try to contour my nose with this because why not? We're just gonna see how it works. It might not work. So I'm just tapping it into that contour shade. And let's see, can you guys still see it? It's like applying and blending at the same time. Ooh girl, that's some nose contour. I hope it doesn't look janky in the actual video, but like it immediately blended. Ooh girl. This is my favorite new brush. Okay, this is amazing. I love it, I'm obsessed. I'm gonna go back, pick up some blush. I'm gonna go to the gorgeous coral color in this Rimmel contour kit. And I'm just gonna swirl my brush around, pick up some of this color. It's a really pretty peachy coral color. I'm gonna swirl it on my cheeks. It's kind of sliding off. I hope it's not the brush because I use this blush almost every single day. It's kind of my daily go-to. And it's not really showing up as much. I think if I just kind of punch it on as opposed to swipe it on. This definitely works better for me if I just kind of stipple it over like this as opposed to swiping it over. It kind of, when I swiped it, it kind of washed the color over my skin, and this kind of settled it more into my skin if I pushed it in like this. So for highlight, I'm gonna highlight one side of my face with the R36, and then I'm gonna highlight the other side of my face with the R12 so you guys can see the difference if there is one. And for this, I'm gonna use the gorgeous Mary Luminizer by The Balm. This is an amazing highlight. I'm gonna douse myself in it. All right, so let's start with the R36. Oh, I'm going to just kind of swirl it in, load up my brush, and let's apply. Okay, so see how that's really concentrated? I'm gonna scoot up a little closer. See how concentrated that is? You have to really blend it out. The brush like this, it's not as fluffy, so it's gonna apply it in that stripy motion, so you have to really blend it out. It's good because it makes your highlight pop a lot, like it makes it very strong, but if you're not careful with this brush, you can just make it in a stripe highlight, which nobody wants. All right, so for the highlight on the nose, I'm gonna use this one instead of the fan brush because this is the brush that I would use to highlight my nose. Using kind of the tip to just dust it across my nose, pat it a little bit just to get it more concentrated. Whoop! I mean, the highlight though. All right. On to the fan brush, which is the R12. This thing is real thick. The handle is nice and thick, which I really like. So I am going to swirl it both sides, pick up all the color, and we're going to just lightly dust this onto the top of our cheekbones. Okay, so you can already tell how that is applied in a much less harsh way. This is if you like lighter highlighter, you like to build it, I would go with a fan brush. It still holds the pigment and gives you like a really shiny highlight, but it doesn't apply it as concentrated and as bright. If you like that really, really intense highlight, I think that the R36 is the way to go. But if you like to just lightly build it, I think the R12 is probably a little bit better. And it blends out a little bit more as you apply because this is a fluffier brush than the other one. Oh, so pretty, so pretty. See, I almost don't even have to blend it out with this brush after because it's already so blended well together, but I'm gonna do it anyways. All right, guys, let's go ahead and move to the eyes. I'm gonna be using these 3 eyeshadow brushes in the Rose Gold collection, and I'm gonna be using my new baby, the Morphe 35O palette, to be doing a little bit of shading on the eyes. Mind you, I already have some black winged eyeliner on, so I'm gonna be careful and try to avoid it, but I might not. I'm really just trying to try out these brushes right now, so I'm not as worried about it, but we'll see. First thing I'm gonna do is take this R11 and dip it in this top shade right here. This is a matte cream color, and this is how big this brush is. You're about to see it. Look at it. It covers my whole eye. So I am just tapping this shade all over with this gigantic brush, the biggest eyeshadow brush in the world, no joke. And your eyelid is covered in 0.3 seconds. Like, no joke, this brush covers from like my lash line to my eyebrow. Like, I could just go like this and cover my entire eye. That's crazy. I'm gonna go with some fun orange tones. So I'm gonna start with this shade right here, and let's use the R37 to work that shade into our crease. It's applying nicely so far. This is the first wash. I mean, you can see I'm just barely blending this on, and you can already see the color pretty well. I will say I can already tell that this R37 brush is softer than the other Morphe blending brushes that I have. I have one and it's kind of brittle and it kind of hurts as I'm blending it onto my eyelid, and this one is way softer. As you can see, this brush has really blended everything very well. This is just one application of color that you see on my eye here. So I'm going to come in with a little bit more of a fun color. We're going to come in with this reddish orange shade right here, and I'm just going to dip it in. The eyeshadow is really pigmented, but this is really fluffy enough to where I can really blend it out as I'm applying it. Now, I don't know if it's the brush or the shadow, but this is honestly just one passing of color, and it's super pigmented and nice and blended. So I don't know, I'm just going back and forth, wiggling it, not doing anything special with the shadow or the brush really. I'm just doing the windshield wiper motion back and forth, like in the socket, so I'm kind of pressing it directly into the socket here. All right, well, so far it's done some really good work. The shadow has blended really well, but I'm gonna move on to the next brush. So with the R39, I'm gonna pick up this gorgeous peachy metallic shade here, and I am just kind of patting it in, loading the brush up again. The reason I like this brush so much is because it is kind of flatter. You can just kind of pat on eyeshadows and really build them up. So as you can see here, I'm just patting onto the lid, building that metallic color up, and I mean, look at that. It's so pretty. And then I'm gonna turn it on its side and blend the edges together. This is doing exactly the work I want it to. I love this brush. It's so soft and flat. It's like the most amazing hybrid of a blending brush and a shader brush. Now I'm just picking up that R37 brush and doing a nice blend. This isn't really supposed to be a, makeup tutorial, but I just want to show the brushes off a little bit. Okay, so now to show off Gigantor again over here, I'm just going to pick up one of the cream shades, and I'm just going to lightly dust this, use kind of like the tip of it to dust this on my brow bone, and then I'm going to do the same, just turning it on its side and doing it on my inner corner. Okay, Morphe, I like you. You did a good job. Oh my god. I am so sorry. This video is literally over and I just realized these are the grossest swatches known to man. These are okay. These are all smeared and disgusting. I'm so sorry. There's nothing I can do about it at this point. I just filmed this entire video. I'm gonna curl my eyelashes and fix up my eyeliner a little bit since I went over it, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, that is it. I've touched up my makeup, added some lashes because my eyes were looking so small. I hope you really enjoyed this video and seeing these brushes in action. If I had to choose my favorite brushes out of these 7, I would definitely say it is the R14 contour brush and then the R12 fan brush. These two really stood out to me. I think all of them are really great, but these were just above the rest. I really love the way this applied and blended my contour, and it really actually was great for my nose contour. Very soft, feels very high-end, definitely worth the money. The fan brush is glorious. This is the R12, and I absolutely love the way it applied the highlight. I prefer fan brushes because I like to build the highlight, but this was really amazing and soft on your face. If you can get your hands on this, I would, but I bet it will sell out very fast. As for the rest of them, I would say they're pretty much even except for the R4 angled brush. I would say this is my least favorite. For me, it just didn't live up to the quality of a lot of the angled brushes that I already have. For instance, the E4 brush from the Elite collection is actually much better than this, and I would get the E4 rather than this. The E4 is a little bit fluffier, it's softer, and for some reason this just didn't apply the product as well as I wanted it to. It didn't concentrate it enough, and I think that must be because of the bristles, but I'm not really sure. Maybe there's not enough, maybe the bristle quality isn't as good as the E4, but if you're looking for a good angled brush, I would skip this one and go for the E4. But if you want to try this one was not bad. It was decent, but it was not great and definitely my least favorite in the bunch. As for all of these, I would say these are definitely on par with my expectations of Morphe. Their brushes seem to be moving up in the quality range for brushes, even though the price stays pretty much on the low end. Like I said, if you like a pop and highlight, this is gonna give you a stripy highlight that you're gonna have to blend out, but it's gonna be really, really intense. So I know there's a lot of girls out there who love highlight. I do as well, but I only like it this intense every once in a while. So the eye brushes, you could honestly get these 3 brushes and be set. I know a lot of people might want an eyeshadow brush that is a little bit smaller so that you can pack color on, or you can get into the inner tear duct. This is a little bit too big to do that, but I love this for a wash of color. I love this for setting your primer, but I just love how soft this is. I'm obsessed with how big it is. Like, it's like a big old mambo, and I think it's amazing. You may be like, I would never want an eyeshadow brush that big, but personally I'm obsessed with it. 2 blending brushes are great. I would say, ooh, it's hard to say which one I like better because they really do different things. The R37 is a great blending brush, and you don't have to do a lot of work to blend out your shadow. It's so soft and has the perfect tapered shape that it really just applied and blended at the same time. So for the price, I think it's a great brush, and honestly I would probably get both because the R39 is an amazing brush as well. I love how flat it is. I love that it's got a little bit of fluff for blending. You can just turn it right over and blend the edges after you pack it. One thing I noticed is that the writing is already coming off. I just got these and have used them once, so you might want to write down the numbers if you want to know what numbers they are, because this is already coming off. So there you have it. Those are my thoughts. I would say run, do not walk to get the Morphe Rose Gold collection. I am very impressed by it. I think a lot of these brushes are going to move up to my go-to brushes. I just love them, and I can't wait to use them again. Let me know in the comments if you want to get any of these brushes and which ones you liked. I can also answer any questions about them below if you need any more details. My social media information will also be in the down bar: Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook, everything. I've been really active on Twitter and Snapchat, and I'm really weird, so definitely follow me because I like to have fun. F-U-N. I can't say it again. Thank you guys so much for 10,000 subscribers. I can't talk about it or I'll start crying. If you liked this video or you like me, give me a thumbs up. That's all, folks. Okay, I'm done. I gotta hang up. I always say this because I just talk. If you guys could see the raw footage, it's just me talking and talking and talking, so I have to shut myself up by saying this is it. Hugs, kisses. Thank you guys. Love you guys. Peace out. I'm delirious. I gotta go. This is too much fun, man. Ow!